With the recent CrowdStrike disaster shaking our sense of digital security, it gets us thinking that if we have a good operating system, there are some part of the community in tech who didn't get affected, and that's because they have used Linux. And why Linux is better than Windows, I'm gonna deep dive and tell you 5 most important points and aspects of this switch, which can change your life and eventually get you out of Windows' matrix. I'll show you why Linux is the ultimate choice for safeguarding your data and how to have 100% control over your privacy. Together, we'll make it easier to make this switch and get your digital life safer and more secure. Let's explore now why this is the perfect time to switch to Linux from Windows and ditch Windows forever. In advance, I'm going to welcome you to Linux community. Hi everyone, welcome to CodeVoyage with Iman. Today I'm going to tell you about why we should switch to Linux, and specifically from Windows. In light of recent CrowdStrike disaster, um, switching to Linux could be the best decision you can make today, and I'm going to tell you why in 5 different aspects. Number one, enhanced security. Linux built-in security features makes it far less vulnerable to cyber attacks. Windows is the main target for malware and viruses. Second, privacy protection. Linux lets you to see all the code in your operating systems. And also, one of the biggest advantages of Linux is data transparency. Also, there is no telemetry to the big corporation. There is no gathering your data or any sorts of data from you and send it to a corporation. 3, community support and auditing. Because of the huge developer community behind the open source and Linux, flaws and bugs are getting recognized very fast and getting fixed very soon. And there's always a vibrant community which you can ask your questions or issues that you encounter, and there most probably are answers to them already, but if you are encountering any weird or rare issues, they're gonna answer you very, very fast. 4, less target for attacks. Since Linux has a very small user base, I think recently just surpassed 1% of all desktops, hackers and malware writers and virus writers, they don't put much effort to write those codes for Linux. And even if they do, they need to do a very harder job than running those malwares on Windows. So generally, Linux is less targeted by cyber attacks. 5, customizability and control. Linux give you full control over your data and your files, and the unparalleled customizability is incomparable to any OS out there. Also, there are numerous alternative software to proprietary softwares such as Adobe Photoshop, for example, GIMP. I have myself created all my thumbnails on YouTube with GIMP. Now I'm going to help you how to choose your distro. And if I have not explained already, and I don't think if I did, distro is a short for distribution. And there are different flavors and different version of Linux out there. There are like so many of them. I don't want to make you confused or anything. And for sure, I don't want to make you overwhelmed like this, going through geek it out, going through all sorts of variety. But there is actually a really fun flowchart I have found. So here it says, do you have any knowledge of Linux? If no, do you actually want the Linux? Yes. Home, work, or school? And if you choose home or work, and home will pretty much answer anything of your need. I'm using, so if you come down, let's go to the end. What's your Linux knowledge? Nothing or some, let's say nothing. What do you want to look like? Other, so if you are coming from Windows, for example, you want a similar look like Windows. Um, you better choose Mint. Mint is a very, very good. I personally also recommend it, as so many of others. Mint is a very good first go-to distro if you are coming from Windows. So I highly recommend Mint. If not, I highly recommend Ubuntu because it has the largest community, I guess. Yeah. Also, yeah, if you want to if you want to make it look like a Mac, you can choose Elementary OS, or there are fun variation of this pathways. So if you want to install spyware, these are all spywares, spyware by Google, Microsoft. Well, I'm not very much sure about Mac OS, but still is a proprietary software. Yeah, and if you have some knowledge or huge knowledge of Linux, you already know what to do. I'm not going to explain that. Yeah. So in conclusion, Linux does not just improve your security and privacy, also gives you a sense of control and freedom over what your OS is doing, what's happening to your data, and what's generally happening to your digital life. I hope this was helpful. I hope I could be a little bit convincing, or at least creating that question for you, that if it's my time to change, go, leave Windows forever. And I highly support that. And there are huge community that support that and can help you in every which way. And guess what? If there are more people coming to Linux, those companies, those corporation who doesn't have Linux um, software, such as Adobe Acrobat Reader, um, they need to make one because their users are getting reduced and now they have to put money and they have to create some. So don't be afraid of that. Although there are tons of alternatives that can help you in this. Um, yeah, I hope you liked it. If you want even more security, the following video after this gonna be about Open Connect server and how you can create your own um, Open Connect server and how you can create your own VPN in just less than 5-10 minutes with a small script that I have written, and you just need to download it and run it. Um, yeah, let me know what you think. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hope to see you again.